This is someone who has escaped justice time after time after time. Someone who was able to delay and continues to delay all of his other trials. He has really played rope-a-dope in the courts and gotten away with it until today.
And I hate to act like the worst, the very worst of the media and the very worst of the Democrats about demanding this person get locked up and this person be tried and this person go away. But something's got to be done for Adam Schiff.
There are politicians who bend the system once, and then there are politicians who make a career out of it. Time after time, Adam Schiff escaped consequences, delaying trials, dodging accountability, and surviving scandals that would have ended anyone else's career. Watching it happen again and again created a strange frustration, even for people who hate calling for punishment. Not because of politics, but because at some point something has to be done.
Even her own people on Fox thought she couldn't be trusted to be on TV, on their own network. And after the show was briefly taken off the air, Fox News producer Justin Wells described they took her off because she was crazy.
He created 3 years of a massive fallacy that did so much damage to this country and made us miss probably one of the most important stories of our lifetime. We were having hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding.
Something felt off the moment the room laughed a second too late. Not loud enough to call it awkward, but not natural either. That tiny delay told the real story. It felt like the script flipped and nobody warned the lead actor. Maybe the moment wasn't about the joke at all, but about who finally said the quiet part out loud.
Pop their dentures when Schiff finally gets censored. And so the House condemns the lies of the man with the zombie eyes. Last night, the House voted on party lines to censure Adam Schiff for promoting the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, which was as believable as Brian Kilmeade getting fan mail. 2 for 2. Schiff becomes only the 26th member ever to be censured, but to his credit, he's still the only member to have a 12-inch neck. Yeah, what'd you think I was going to say? Being censored, which is basically an official serious scolding, is a punishment just below being expelled.
What looked like a routine TV clash slowly turned into something more revealing. Greg Gutfeld didn't raise his voice or attack. He just landed a joke that hit a nerve Adam Schiff didn't know was exposed. Smile stiffened. Posture shifted. Suddenly, the story wasn't the punchline, it was why the punch landed.
So Adam Schiff now admits he should have been much more clear about how he unleashed the impeachment circus. Note, when a politician says they should be much more clear, they mean, I wish you hadn't caught me lying to your face.
I should have been much more clear, and I said so the minute it was brought to my attention that I was referring to the fact that when the whistleblower filed the complaint, we had not heard from the whistleblower. We wanted to bring the whistleblower in at that time, but I should have been much more clear about that.
You know, instead of trying to be clear, it might just save time if you just...
There's a moment most people miss. The joke lands. Everyone laughs. And then the target laughs just a beat too late. That pause is where the truth lives. Before control kicks back in. Before the mask resets. That's when you see the real reaction.
That virus in green rooms, but we had to do this impeachment story. We had to show these hearings. It's all on him, man. He's got to go. They got to investigate him. They got to hold him accountable. I'm not going to say he should go to prison, but my evil twin will say he should go away to prison for a very long time. So the Dems must now rely on a simply moronic retort. If you want to know why we're impeaching the president, we're just going to have to impeach him to find out. It's garbage. They know it. We know it. The good news.
Then it happened. The House voted to censure Adam Schiff, condemning years of promoting the Russia collusion hoax. Officially, it's a serious scolding, just one step below expulsion. But on his face, you could see it. This didn't feel symbolic. It felt personal.
An official serious scolding is a punishment just below being expelled from Congress. But when Speaker McCarthy made the announcement, Democrats did what they do best, mindlessly scream hysterical nonsense.
The resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order. The House will be in order. I have all night.
The room stopped feeling like a comedy set. Faces tightened. Shoulders locked. The energy shifted from jokes to judgment. Schiff became only the 26th member of Congress ever censured, and for the first time, the armor of moral certainty looked thin under studio lights.
Schiff champions transparency, all the while saying the whistleblower might not testify because it's a safety concern, he maintains, because we all know CIA agents can't protect themselves against non-existent threats, or that our government can't protect him from your Aunt Sally.
Our primary interest right now is making sure that that person is protected. Indeed, now there's more than one whistleblower that they are protected. And given that we already have the call record, we don't need the whistleblower who wasn't on the call to tell us what took place during the call. We have the best evidence.
Now Schiff says he should have been more clear. And when politicians say that, they don't mean clarity, they mean regret for getting caught. His explanation about the whistleblower only made things worse, sounding less like transparency and more like damage control.
This is probably the biggest point, because as much as I am repulsed by Adam Schiff, but hold that thought, I also want to say it was great to see Morgan Ortega's on The View. It was like, she seemed so out of place with her pleasant, serious tone. It's like seeing Dana at an S&M dungeon. It just seems so weird. But
That's a visual.
Yeah, but so, okay, so like, I'm disgusted by him, but he didn't do this by himself, right? If you think about 2016 to 2020, the number of hoaxes that were created by the Democrats, but engineered really by the media. You had the Fine People hoax, you had the Russian hoax, the drinking bleach hoax.
This is where the moment truly begins. Not with shouting or insults, but with quiet panic. Schiff steps into the exchange wearing his usual armor, seriousness shaped by years of friendly media and pre-approved questions. He expects respect. What he gets is scrutiny.
Discuss this further, we go to the man himself. And audience, no booing. We are a respectful show here. Please welcome Congressman Schiff. How are you?
Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gutfeld.
So, Congressman, I got to ask, how did it feel to have your ass chewed out like that in front of your colleagues?
Oh, well, I will say this, Mr. Gutfeld. It feels wonderful. I was just listening to my colleagues.
Greg Gutfeld walks in calmly, knowing humor is the fastest way to knock a self-proclaimed king off his throne. The joke isn't loud or aggressive. It's subtle. And that's what makes it dangerous. Schiff's expression shifts just enough to show irritation. The ground has changed.
Not necessary so much for transparency, but like everything, the Dems haven't thought this through. So not only are you going to impeach Trump, you're going to do it in secret, in the dark, reversing an election based on hearsay from some anonymous guy you will never, ever see who has ties to Democrats. This is what the Dems stand for, and it might not sit well with half of America. And it's just another wide-eyed lie. Schiff knows with each passing day how absurd this.
The audience laughs, not because they're told to, but because they recognize something uncomfortable and true. In that moment, laughter becomes a verdict. Schiff tightens up, leans into seriousness, and tries to reclaim authority by force of tone alone.
All these things.
Oh, the hookers in the hotel room.
Yeah, well, that's a Steele dossier. And that is the Russian collusion. That's how it started. So all of these things did untold damage to so many people. Personal, political, institutions,
financial,
the media, intelligence. Republicans used to be pro-FBI, pro-DOJ, pro-CIA. No, they are now as radical as Abby Hoffman. Like, we're all now on the same.
But seriousness without self-awareness looks ridiculous under studio lights. The harder Schiff pushes gravity, the funnier the contrast becomes. Gutfeld barely has to speak. Silence does the work. Every explanation only proves the point more clearly.
We live right now is really disappointing, that a censorship which a lot of previous senators would have resigned over.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to get a promotion.
Yeah, that's incredible.
There's a problem with that.
Yeah, you know, Kat, maybe the punishment is that he has to be trapped in the life of Adam Schiff. That is I don't know if he has any, does he have family or friends? I don't know. He doesn't seem like he would.
Yeah, I don't think he's bothered by it. I think, again, I do agree. I think that he just loves to be on TV.
The exchange stops being about policy and becomes about temperament. Can someone who demands constant reverence survive irreverence? Schiff can't walk away and he can't laugh it off. He's trapped, and every second makes it worse.
Ilhan Omar, a genius who really loves America. Sorry, I'm busy. How about Adam Schiff? I find him trustworthy, somebody I can really rely on, and who always tells the truth. I'm not going to the movie. So you really can't get past it. And I challenge you, if you were hanging out with somebody and they let them know that Adam Schiff and Ilhan Omar was your guiding light, you would not continue that relationship. I challenge you.
Yes, thank God I'm a hermit. I don't really go out and do anything.
Right. No one really asks.
Online, the clip spreads, not for what was said but for how it was handled. Supporters defend Schiff's seriousness. Critics see a carefully polished image crack in real time. Confidence stays calm. Irritation exposes vulnerability. The contrast is brutal.
My question is, where is the legitimate reckoning for this 5-year hoax? Like, what can you do? Because clearly he's not going to be voted out. This guy thinks he's still going to run. And by the way, why does he keep saying erection instead of insurrection? What's up with that?
Who's Schiff?
Pencil neck?
So what about
Pencil neck.
what about what Jesse said about families divided? You know, there's alternate realities now.
Why are you asking me that?
Because you have kids.
Yeah, I have kids, but, you know, most of my kids.
That's why this moment sticks. One understated joke revealed something bigger. Authority without self-awareness is fragile. The laughter leaves a question hanging long after the clip ends. If seriousness can't survive humor, how strong was it to begin with?